Our next guest says diverging data is putting the Fed between a rock and a hard place in its inflation fight. And she thinks the biggest mistake would be cutting rates too soon. Diane Swonk is chief economist at KPMG. Well, what are your thoughts today, Diane?
Well, I think Steve did a good summary there. One of the things I would go into is the devil is in the details. And one of the surprises in the report was in the household survey, and that almost all of the loss in employment that we saw in the household survey versus that establishment report, payroll report, was due to the fact that people left the labor force. Mostly those over 55 left labor force just en masse during the month. And that's really stunning. We also had record number of people out on vacation for the month of December. Ever for the month of December. So revenge travel has become systemic now. I think that's really interesting. We had an all-time high on multiple job holders. That in the 2000s, back in the 1990s, it wasn't this way, but ever since the 2001 recession, we've seen multiple job holders rising during a tighter labor market because employers have been more willing to be flexible with workers. Of course, it's a bit of a sad commentary that multiple job holders are necessary in an economy, and I think what we're seeing is none like the 1990s when multiple job holders actually fell as the labor market tightened. We see multiple job holders go to a record high. Those also going on voluntary part-time employment went to a record high this month. So in that data, we also, the wage data, you talked about it only creeping up slightly, Steve. We saw that huge surge in non-supervisory manufacturing wages due to the UAW contracts and some spillover that really surprised me in the retail sector as well. That was not expected. And the gains that we saw there are things that the Fed are watching because they're worried that wages may not come down to be consistent to hold inflation at its 2% target over the long haul.
Well, I just want to bounce the following off both of you, and I was looking back through, some of the real rates and what's been going on with markets, and we've had this big increase in real rates over the past week, literally 165 up to 185. I don't think it's a coincidence that we're seeing stocks stumble in the meantime. And Steve, I wonder if this is because the Fed has been pushing back on the rate cut narrative. We've seen some officials doing so. We saw the minutes kind of doing so. Is the market trying to tell us, no, they should be cutting here? Even the inflation expectations have not picked up.
No.
In October, 2.5% on the 5-year break-evens. We're down at 218. So it seems to be saying to them, you have the space, you can take the cuts. But I don't hear their rhetoric kind of setting us up for that.
I don't think so either. I think the Fed has other considerations that it needs to take into account, which is the consideration of what if that is the wrong call? Mm-hmm. What the Fed does not want to be doing is be in the business of reversing itself again. So it's going to be darn sure that inflation is vanquished and extinguished before that happens. I do think, Diane, I need to just warn you that I'm in the process of a conversion here. I'm converting almost entirely to ADP wage data. I'm not quite there yet. I got a meeting next week with Neela Richardson that's off the record for the moment, but is going to create
it's really great data.
Let me tell you what the story I just found out is, which is that the Atlanta Fed wage tracker uses a survey sample of 2,000 employees. Do you want to know what ADP is?
100 and something
10
thousand.
million.
Oh, wow.
10 million. And it's not survey data, it's paycheck data.
No,
and
it's actual. Yeah, no, I'm right there with you.
So I'll tell you that's the reason I did not highlight in my report. Maybe I should have told viewers.
So has ADP wage data been softer than what the BLS
coming down.
said?
I doubt Miss Betsy Spring has in the background the chart we used this morning. It's been coming down carefully. Here's the other thing I know. Powell,
especially for job switchers.
Right. Powell has used this data 3 times. A non-public part of it, he has mentioned it, that they're getting some of this data.
Interesting.
And I'm talking to Neil about us getting this data, making it public. So here's the deal. The deal is that's the ADP non-farm. I'm not yet converted to their payroll report yet, but I am to their wage data because it's 10 million actual paychecks. And they also, by the way, get the actual hours. If I asked you, Kelly, how many hours did you work last week in a survey? You wouldn't know. I don't know. You don't know. But these are actual paycheck data. So I'm very excited about this.
The only thing, and I'm excited because you're kind of making the point that we were just making about maybe that. But Diane, in answering that, just a little bit of a wonky econ question for you.
We can only do that on the show.
Would I rather have a sample than an incomplete full data set? In other words, would it be better to have 1,800 people represent the entire economy than to have 10 million people not quite represent 12 million or something like that? You know what I'm saying?
I think basically we have to use all the data together, and that's what we do. And I love Neela, and I love what she's done with the ADP report and the data. It really is very useful now. There's interesting things in that data. One of the interesting things is that if you pay doctors more, they retire sooner.